Hi, friends. So, I'm going to talk about something for a minute that's either going to hurt you or it's going to inspire you. And I'm hoping it inspires you because I never purposely, deliberately say something to provoke or to hurt. I really don't. It's all meant to inspire. So, life. Life is this series thing of either figuring stuff out or quitting or never getting started, right? And a lot of people, when they quit or they don't get started on something that's meaningful, we commonly refer to them as excuses, the reasoning why we don't do something or we quit something. Instead of excuses, I think of it as, well, I call it mental gymnastics. And here's what I mean by that. Whenever we quit something that's important to us, or we don't even get started, maybe there's an opportunity that can help us solve our problems and we don't do it, and we've got a reason for it. And we will do the most incredible of all mental gymnastics to come up with the reasoning and the rationale behind our decision to quit or to not get started with something in the first place, so that we make it a little bit easier for us to live with ourselves, because our priority isn't to solve problems, it's the self-preservation of our egos. So we do the mental gymnastics, amazing trickery inside of our brain that we pull on ourselves to come up with the reasoning behind quitting or not getting started, so it's easier to live with ourselves and the self-preservation of our ego. That's what we do as human beings. It sucks. We've mastered the art of ripping ourselves off before anybody else ever could rip us off. We are so worried about the person that's going to break a promise or the thief on the street that's after our wallet, and they are nothing compared to what we do to ourselves on the inside. So, what's the alternative, the beautiful alternative to ripping ourselves off with mental gymnastics? That is, we get in the business of figuring things out. And so we might have to calm our egos down enough to be able to do that. So here's the common things that we all do it. I've done it, but I can recognize when I start to do it so I can immediately turn around and go the other direction. So it's important that you do the same, I think anyway. So here's the common ones that you can begin to start recognizing within yourself and immediately go the other direction. So things are like, I would love to be able to do X, Y, Z or take advantage of X, Y, Z, but I can't because fill in the blank. But I can't because I can't afford it. I can't because I don't have the time. I can't because I can't because I have kids. I can't because I don't know how. I don't have the skills. And fill in the blank, whatever that is for you. I can't because of my checkered past. So instead of figuring it out, well, now you're doing the mental gymnastics, which is totally ripping yourself off and everybody else around you, because when you do something great, everyone around you benefits, right? So let me take some of those examples and show you how to spin it on its head so that you can help, I can help you figure this out, because freedom of the mind precedes all other freedoms, and I don't really think anything can happen for any of us unless we develop that freedom of the mind. So in this instance, take the money thing. I'd love to do X, Y, Z. I'd love to take advantage of X, Y, Z, but I can't because I can't afford it and I don't have the money. So instead of saying that, say, I'd love to take advantage of X, Y, Z and take advantage of this opportunity and do this and that, but my money situation sucks right now, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to figure it out so that a year from now, I'm still not crying the same cry of I don't have any money. I'm going to start figuring out what I need to learn, what books I need to read, what teachers I need, whatever that it is that I need to do, and I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to go on that beautiful path instead of quitting. I'm out of the mental gymnastics game. Maybe take the kids thing, right? Kids. I can't because I got kids. Okay, so maybe instead of that, you could say, I have to because I have kids, and I don't want to use my kids as a crutch to be a loser. My kids are watching. Kids watch their parents. More of what they do than what they say, but they're also paying attention to what they say. So unless you want your kids to repeat that same cycle of destroying their own dreams for the sake of their kids, and then their kids are going to follow, the pattern just repeats. So why not, instead of that, be upfront and honest with your kids and say, hey kids, this is what's going on, this is what the family is going to do, this is what I'm going to do with my dreams, I'm going to include you, here's the sacrifice, and then you do the hard work in front of them of figuring it out. And what a great moral lesson that is, to be the example, be the proof to your kids that through hard, consistent, relevant work and figuring things out instead of excuses and using people as human crutches, go through that deal in front of your kids in an open, honest, transparent way, And they're going to see that and they're going to be like, yeah, that's worth it. I got dreams too, mom, dad, and I'm going to do the hard work to figure things out too because my dreams are worth it. Let that be the thing for your kids. So instead of I can't because I got kids, say I'm done using my kids as a crutch. I'm going to figure it out and I'm going to be honest with them about it because it's going to be a lesson for them that is priceless in their own lives. So let's take time. I would take advantage of XYZ, but I can't because I don't have time. So instead of that, you could be like, I have to take advantage of XYZ because I don't have time, and I don't want to be saying I don't have time a year from now. So I'm going to be faithful with my time so that I can have more of it. And instead of saying, I'd love to do blah, 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 but I can't because I don't know how, I don't have the skills. Instead of that nonsense, you can be like, wait a second, that doesn't make any sense. If that were true, then I'd never learn how to do anything. I'd still be crawling on the floor like a baby because I never learned to walk. I'd still not be driving a car. I'd still, whatever it is. You could be like, I'm going to get the skill. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to learn how. There's a how-to book, a how-to audio. There's teachers, there's mentors. In today's day and age with the internet and even before the internet, libraries, get a library card. It's free. It's endless. Whatever you want to know how to do, you can learn how to do it. And then you can apply it. So the I don't know how thing, that could never fly unless you hate learning. If you hate learning, you're screwed. But if you love learning, even if you don't love learning, learn how to love learning and you can learn how to do anything that you want. So instead of I can't because I don't know how, just say, I don't know how, so I'm going to learn because it's worth it. It's either whatever it is that you want to do is either worth going through the deal of learning or it isn't. So those are some examples of things you can turn on. It's had a perfect reason not to suddenly becomes a perfect reason to do, and you change your whole life. I mean, that just flips everything around. So instead of you're never going to achieve your dreams, now you're going to achieve your dreams. I mean, it really is a 180 like that, truly. So my friends, I hope you've enjoyed this video. My website is tombirkenmeyer.com. Take out the space. It's spelled just like you see here on social media, tombirkenmeyer.com. Share this because I know you got friends who would love a message like this, and I hope you're inspired to start changing the language in your head so that you change your behavior and you develop a more beautiful life that you've always wanted. I mean, why not? And stuff is going to happen. It's just more stuff to figure out. So always be in the business of figuring stuff out and toss this game of mental gymnastics because that's just an ego trip. And ego trips are dumb and they're self-destructive. So now that you've got that in the forefront of your brain, like me, when I start to develop the bad self-talk, I can recognize it right away and switch course. And you can do it too. All right? Bye for now. I'll be making more videos very soon. I promise. Mwah.